Hi guys, Jackie from Famished Farm. We're back this week working on our recipe stash to find some healthy side dishes that maybe we can move mostly outdoors and let the heat be outside instead of inside the house. These are recipes that are healthy or can be made healthy. I think if you're like our family, corn, potatoes, slaw, those are all things that we pretty much eat all summer long. And all three of these recipes are winners, so give them a try. First up is our Napa cabbage picnic salad. Let's get to cooking. Our first recipe is the Napa cabbage picnic salad, and this is at simplyrecipes.com. I'm going to start out by putting the cabbage and some salted water in the sink just to clean it up. And then I'm going to pop the almonds into the microwave for about 4.5 minutes. And that's to toast them. She mentions putting them in a pan. I didn't want to clean a pan, so we'll just do them on a little plate in the microwave. And then when our cabbage is done soaking, we'll put that on a cutting board, and it calls for coarsely shredded Napa cabbage. And you will notice this is just a green cabbage. Honestly, I don't know that I would know a Napa cabbage if I saw one in the store. Never bought one. I don't know if the flavor is any different, but I'm just substituting green cabbage. We are going to use, I've got to be honest here, this is my second time making this recipe. The first time, the footage that I had, I deleted by mistake. So I'm going to just make a quarter recipe of this. The first time I made a half recipe, it was delicious. Very good. You're just gonna, like I said, coarsely shred this cabbage. I do this with my trusty steak knife. You do this however you would like with your great chopping skills, or use a food processor. Either way. Our theme is summer side dishes. I'm starting to prepare a few rules for summertime sides, and I think that for the most part, everyday kind of sides need to not include mayonnaise. If they don't use any heat in the kitchen, that would be fabulous. And if they're easy to throw together. Now, this recipe is definitely easy to throw together. This is going to be the hardest part, is the shredding of the cabbage, and there's really nothing too hard about that. I've grabbed a green onion out of the garden, so we're just going to kind of peel that off. It's got some dry papers on it. Thinly slice that, and it's kind of off camera, but I've just got a bowl there I'm going to throw all this into as we get it chopped up. Now, this original recipe calls for a 1/2 pound of coarsely shredded cabbage. I'm, like I said, just kind of make and do with what I've got left. So I'm going to use the remaining radishes that I had in my fridge. The recipe called for 2/3 cup thinly sliced, 1/3 of a cup of slivered almonds, and 2/3 of a cup of thinly sliced green onions. We're not big onion folks, so that's one of the reasons I just put that one big green onion in there. Next, 8 ounces of snow peas. I'm just gonna chop these. They call for cutting them on the diagonal. I did not do that. Just chop them up, throw them in your bowl. Onto the dressing. She does caution to do this in a separate bowl and then add it as you need it, because it may make extra. We're gonna throw in the toasted almonds. I don't care for cilantro, so I'm gonna just use a little bit of parsley, some rice vinegar, soy sauce, and then we're just going to put a sprinkle of cayenne pepper. That's my little bit of garlic powder. I don't have any cloves, so that's what I'm going to use. Dash of sesame oil, and then a little bit of granulated sugar, but feel free to use whatever sweetener you prefer. I am lightening up this recipe. It calls for mayonnaise, but this is a great way to lighten up a everyday recipe. Just use yogurt instead. This flavoring, kind of the Asian flavoring with it, works beautifully in the salad. Guys, don't skip the almonds because they are really an important component, and don't skip toasting those almonds either. Just a great component of this salad. Now, if you're going to use the Napa cabbage, leave it in the comments and let me know if I need to make this with Napa cabbage, because maybe I'm missing out on something great. I don't know. I've always just used green cabbage. And here it is, ready to go on the table. Until then, we're going to cover it with saran and put it in the fridge. The salad is very forgiving. We had it for 2 days after the original batch we made, and it was wonderful and crunchy the whole time. It's really pretty too. Next up is grilled potatoes at pioneerwoman.com. And this is another easy one, but I'm already breaking my rules. You're going to have to use your stovetop. Unfortunately, just grilling the potatoes alone will not get them done. So what we're going to do is parboil them. She says to cover them with an inch of cold water. I'm making a quarter recipe, actually. The recipe calls for 3 pounds of baby potatoes. I'm using a half of a 1.5 pound bag. Sorry for the blurriness here. My camera apparently is centering on this edge of my microwave. Pick your potatoes so they're all about the same size, and they should be done in 15 to 20 minutes. If they're really small or really large, they'll take longer. Okay, so test them for doneness. Obviously forgot to film or the camera didn't work. You're going to put them on your skewers. And once they're on the skewers, you'll use a 1/4 cup of salted butter and a clove of garlic, salt and pepper to taste. Get them slathered with that before they go on the grill. And we grilled them about 8 minutes on each side, and they came out beautifully. I always take the food off the skewers, so that's what I'm doing here. I've also grabbed some parsley out of the garden. I've chopped that up. Oh, aren't those pretty? They were really good too, guys, and so easy. Get those into a bowl, and then we're just going to give them a little sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. That's about a 1/2 tablespoon, and throw that parsley over them too. If we do potatoes during the summertime, a lot of times it's in potato salad, but this is just an easy, healthy, quick recipe. Yep, you got to turn on your stove, but I think in this case it's worth it, and this will go on our summer rotation. These were excellent, and look at how pretty they were. And our last super easy grilled side dish is going to be sweet corn or grilled corn by Country Living. This is so easy that I just went ahead and did most of it without even thinking about the camera. So I've shucked 2 ears of corn. The recipe calls for 4 ears. You put on as many ears of corn as you like on your grill and grill them for 6 to 8 minutes on each side. These were done a little early, so we took them off, just put them in foil. The rest of the recipe is either homemade or store-bought pesto and some fresh basil. I'm using basil pesto. Use whatever you've got. She puts 2 tablespoons of pesto on each ear of corn. I did maybe half of that, and plenty of basil that we've got coming out of the garden. Super easy. We both love just plain sweet corn with melted butter, but this was so easy, and I've got the pesto. I'll definitely be doing this periodically throughout the season. So guys, that is our quick and easy summertime picnic sides, and we'll be back with more things like this because we're going to need them all summer long. Links to the recipes and the timestamps in the description down below. Did you guys see that fly? I hate flies in the summertime. Ugh. Bye.